If you own a home in the Bronx, you've gained about $350,000 in value over the last 10 years, and prices are now holding steady right where they've been all year. So what's your home worth today, and what would it sell for? And if you're interested in buying a property, your payment is still cheaper than it was a year ago. Today we're going to cover all that and more. I'm Justin Braithwaite from Braithwaite Realty. Let's get into it. Part 1, what are Bronx homes worth right now? The typical Bronx home is selling for around $804,000. That's essentially flat from a year ago. Nationally, prices rose 2% over the same stretch, so the rest of the country ticked up while the Bronx held flat. Now, if we zoom out though, over the last 5 years, values have grown just under 4% a year, and over 10 years, it's just over 6% a year, $358,000 in gains. That's the Bronx overall. If you want to see what homes are selling for in your specific neighborhood, I've got data on all 44 Bronx neighborhoods, every single one, from Mott Haven to Riverdale, from Eastchester to Throgs Neck, and everything in between at braithrealty.com/neighborhoods. The link is below. Part 2, what's the payment required for a buyer in the Bronx now? With 20% down, the payment on a typical Bronx home runs about $4,054 a month. A year ago, it was $4,203, so rates are lower than they were 12 months ago, so the payment's about $148 cheaper. To carry it comfortably, you'd need a household income of around $174,000. And if that feels out of reach, condos and co-ops typically come in well below the single-family price, a more realistic way in. If you may be selling in the future, I put together a free guide on the home improvements that give you the biggest return when you sell, so you know what to do and, more importantly, what not to do before listing. If you're buying, you can download a free guide on the red flags to look for on your walkthroughs, so you can spot problems before wasting money on an inspection. You can find both at braithrealty.com/guides, the links below. Next, let's look at how the cost of buying compares to renting. Part 3, is it better to buy or rent now? The typical Bronx renter pays around $3,000 a month against that $4,054 mortgage, so owning runs roughly $1,050 more than renting today, plus property taxes. The difference is that part of an owner's payment builds equity instead of going to a landlord, though whether that's worth it depends on how long you'll stay in the house. Either way, your leverage as a buyer comes down to the negotiating table, and that's next. Part 4, who's winning at the negotiating table? Buyers are negotiating around $6,400 off asking price now. A year ago, it was closer to $9,900. So for months, that kept widening in buyers' favor, and this is the first month where it narrowed back, with homes selling closer to asking price. Homes are going under contract in about 45 days, a bit slower than a year ago, but quicker than they've been moving lately. And there's about 7 months of supply, which by the textbook definition still reads as a buyer's market. But it's down from 8 months a year ago. With homes selling at 99 cents on the dollar, buyers aren't getting the discounts that number would usually imply. That's where things stand right now. If you want to go deeper, here's what I got for you. I rank every Bronx neighborhood on my site. The most expensive, the fastest appreciating, where prices are falling, plus the best months to list, and prices broken down by property type. That's at braithrealty.com/Bronx, the links below. And if you want to know exactly where your home fits into these numbers, you can book a free strategy call. My listings sell in an average of 24 days at 102.8% of asking price. That link is in the description. And if you're buying, you're still paying less than you did a year ago, but rates have ticked up from their winter lows. Book the same strategy call and I'll walk you through what it means for your budget and your timeline. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. I do this every single month so you always have the most up-to-date information. I'm Justin Braithwaite and I'll see you next month.